So students, today we are starting our new chapter, okay, reproductive system in human beings. This is the last unit of your biology chapter of this time, okay. So first of all, we have to read some concepts of this topic. Then we will move to the main questions, whatever asked in the previous year's exams or can be asked in future also. So as you know, you continuously reading about the process of reproduction or the definition of reproduction from your lower grade classes also, okay. So mainly the purpose of reproduction is to maintain or to be maintain the continuity of a species, okay. So all organisms reproduce to maintain the continuity of their race, okay. So as you already know about it very well, okay, we will move to the next thing, types of reproduction, okay. There are two types, as you know, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction only one parent will be involved, okay, and sexual reproduction, for happening sexual reproduction two parents are necessary. So if you see, the definition, asexual reproduction is the process of formation of new individual without the formation or fusion of gametes. Okay, sometimes this question can be asked. Okay, uh, the method of reproduction in which no fusion of gametes will be occur. So you have to write the right option, asexual reproduction. Okay, in this you can say no fusion will be takes place. Then sexual reproduction is the process of formation of new individual by the fusion of gametes. Okay, whenever fusion of gametes take place, it means it happening sexual reproduction. Next thing, organs that produce gametes are gonads. Okay, this time can be question asked in 1 marks or fill in the blanks. So you have to understand these all things from one by one. Okay. Next, puberty. Okay, what is puberty now? It is the age when the reproductive organs become fully functional to produce offspring. Okay, as you can say that whenever a person attains maturity. Okay, it related with the puberty also. So these things you have to understand till now, and these things you already understand in your lower classes also. So now mainly you have to focus on the structures or diagrams, but these are the basic things which you have to read also from your book also. So next thing is coming, difference between sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Okay, so this is the difference often asked in the exams. First one is gametes are not formed. So you have to understand this, that in asexual reproduction gametes never be formed, and gametes are formed in sexual reproduction only. Okay, and this is the main thing. One parent is involved, two parents are involved in this. Fusion of gametes does not take place, so less variation in offspring. Okay, mainly asexual reproduction is also related to the cloning, in which the same species will be formed, okay, without any variation, because the same time of species giving, you can say that birth to the new species. Okay, so the chances of variation are very less or no more. But in the case of sexual reproduction, which is also called as the very important one, reproduction for the you can say that formation of new species or variation. So fusion of gametes take place in this, and therefore more variations in the offspring will be occur in the sexual reproduction. And asexual reproduction is a very fast process and it is a slow process. Okay, so these are the mainly difference between these two. Now the main thing which will become in this topic, okay, and whenever you open your book and try to read and understand these topics, okay, from here you have to focus on that, because these are the topics from where many questions can be asked, okay, uh, in the examinations. So male reproductive system in humans. Okay, first we talk about the male reproductive system in humans, and you have to understand that what are the primary parts and what are the accessory parts. Okay, so primary parts are include a pair of testes. Okay, so testes means a pair, and if it is written like that, testes is here, okay, it means it is talking about only singular one, okay, one testis. Okay, so this is the difference es and is between. Okay, so accessory parts is here. Accessory parts are include a pair of sperm ducts, vas differences, okay, vas difference, accessory glands, okay, these are accessory glands are including seminal vesicles, prostate and Cowper's gland. These three types of glands are found. Okay, three types of you can say that glands which are act as the accessory glands. Then a penis and a urethra. So these are the accessory parts of male reproductive system. Okay, so testes, which is the main primary parts of the male reproductive system, is okay. These are the male sex organs which contain seminiferous tubules. Okay, these words whenever come you have to understand seminiferous tubules. Okay, we will go through their function and etc things as we move through the chapter. So testes produce sperm and sex hormones, that is testosterone. Okay, so this is the thing you have to understand, and many of you also knows that. Okay, testosterone is secreted by these testes and it is a male hormone. Then urethra. Okay, urethra is a common duct for the passage of urine and semen. Okay, then spermatogenesis. This is often asked question. Okay, spermatogenesis is the process of production of sperms. Okay, production of sperms, as you know that sperma is related to the sperms. Okay, sperma is related to sperms, and genesis means whenever genesis term is common in biology, it means something synthesis, okay, or formation. Now this is the main topic. Read carefully that we have to understand about the structure of these testes. Okay, these testes are located in a scrotal sac. Okay, as you seen in figure also this was, okay, in your book also given it. The reason for the testes, this question often asked in the examination, so read this carefully. The reason for the testes being located outside the body. Okay, why these are located outside the body? Because the formation and maturation of sperms need a temperature of below 2 degrees centigrade. Yes, yes. Okay, so it's a need a temperature of below 2 degrees centigrade lower than the normal body temperature. Okay, so you have to understand this line very carefully, why these testes are located outside, if you say something below abdomen of the human male reproductive organ. Okay, so because the temperature for the formation of sperms, as they can not be formed in the higher temperature, so the body temperature would be 2 degrees centigrade lower. Okay, so whenever in a fetus condition, okay, these testes are often, okay, if you see that these are made in the inside the abdomen. Okay, and before the birth of a child, these come outside through the abdomen. Okay, descend through the abdomen. Then each test is this is not in your course, so you have to only understand about structure. So each test is contain many seminiferous tubules, okay, where sperms are produced. So these are the things what are now you have to understand one by one. Okay, when these seminiferous tubules, okay, the seminiferous tubules are responsible for the production of sperms. Okay, these produce the sperm, seminiferous tubules. The interstitial cell, now we have to move to the interstitial cell. Okay, these all things are given in your diagram also. Go through the diagrams. Okay, so each testis contain many seminiferous tubules where sperms are produced, and then the interstitial cells fill the spaces between the seminiferous tubules. Okay, as the name says, and interstitial means these are related with the cell to cell. They secrete the male hormone testosterone. Okay, so these cells secrete the hormone, interstitial cell secrete the hormone testosterone. Fitting like a cap on the upper pole of the testis lies epididymis. Okay, epididymis or epididymis you can say, but it is often pronounced as epididymis. So this is the main thing, fitting like a cap on the upper pole of the testes. Okay, these are called epididymis, which store the sperms. Okay, this is the thing which you have to understand. Okay, storage and production is done by seminiferous tubules, and it's stored they for the nourishment of sperm. they stored by these epididymis cells, okay, for maturation and motility. The epididymis continue to form a tube called sperm ducts or vas deferens. Okay, so these epididymis continue to form a tube. These form a tube to just for the conduct. These epididymis continues to form the sperm ducts or vas deferens. Okay, then the sperm ducts pass upward through the inguinal canal. Okay, this inguinal canal, if you say that the role of okay, the inguinal canal allows the descent of the testes to the scrotum. Okay, before the birth of child, whatever I am saying to you that it is okay. So these canals are responsible for descent of the testes to the scrotum. Okay, so you can see one time structure also. All the things will be covered in this. Okay, this is the part of the human reproductive systems. Okay, then I will tell you about the other things also. You can see the images also here and from your book also, and you can pause the video when you watch the videos. Then next thing we have to read about the seminal vesicles. Okay, so now we will understand the seminal vesicles. These are lie between the posterior surface of the urinary bladder and the rectum. Okay, the section of this gland helps the transportation of sperm. Okay, mainly in exams, frequently these type of questions will be asked, the location of some gland and their function. Okay, so seminal vesicles, what they help, okay, they lie between the posterior surface of the urinary bladder and the rectum, and they secrete the and they secrete their secretion help in the transportation of sperm. Okay, this fluid and sperm mixture forms milky viscous fluid, the semen. This fluid activation the sperm. Okay, so a fluid like structure also formed here which activate the sperms. Then prostate gland. Okay, prostate gland, it surround the necks of the urinary bladder. Okay, it surround the neck of the urinary bladder. It is the bilobe gland that encircles the urethra. It secretes an alkaline secretion, okay, which neutralizes the acid present in the vagina. Okay, so next, you have to understand that Copper's gland. Okay, now Copper's gland are these are also called as bulbourethral gland. Okay, they are pea-sized. Question can be asked: the pea-sized gland found in the human reproductive system is Copper's gland. Okay, their secretion serves as a lubricant. They produce a mucoid fluid. Okay, they form the mucoid and they produce a mucoid type of fluid. Then penis consists of erectile tissue enclosed in separate fibrous coverings. Okay, it transfers sperm into the female vagina. It is the copulatory organ. Then epididymis stores the sperm. Okay, then vas deferens is highly coiled tube. Okay, it is a highly coiled tube. Then semen, it is the mixture of sperms and the secretion of all the accessory glands. Okay, so semen is the mixture of sperm and it and the secretion of all the accessory glands. Okay, three types mainly we read about them. Then sperm. Okay, sperm is a motile microscopic gamete. It contains four parts. Sometimes about parts also question come in exams. They have four parts: neck, middle piece, and the tail. Okay, and then the path of the sperm. If you see the path of the sperm, okay, seminiferous tubule, network of tubules, then efferent ducts, okay, then epididymis, then sperm duct, and last in urethra. Okay, these are the path of the sperms. So, uh, so now we read about the female reproductive organs. Okay, it contains a pair of ovaries, okay, a pair of oviducts, a uterus, and a vagina and vulva. Ovaries produce ova and female sex hormones. One is estrogen and second is progesterone. Okay, or estrogen mainly is called. Okay, O is silent in this. Then uterus is thick-walled organ where the embryo develops. Okay, this question can be asked in exam also. Cervix, it is the entrance of the uterus, and in females, gametes production is cyclic. Okay, ovum is the female sex or gamete. Then the ovaries are almond-shaped structures lying on the lower abdomen below the oviduct. Okay, the ovaries produce ova. The ovary has an outer cortex and inner medulla. Okay, so see this figure also. Okay, in your book also given. So the ova are located in the connective tissues of the cortex. A maturing ovum is located in a cellular sac called the follicle. Okay, so question can be become the question which are asked from these lines. Okay, so you have to understand them carefully. So maturating ovum is located in a cellular sac. Okay, it is known as the follicle. So when the follicle mature, okay, the follicle get filled with a fluid which is called the Graafian follicle. Okay, so whenever the follicle filled with the fluid, it is known as Graafian follicle. So each ovary produces only one mature egg in every alternate month. Okay, the formation of ovum is called oogenesis. Okay, when ripe, the Graafian follicle ruptures and releases the ovum, and the process is called ovulation. Okay, the egg released is picked up by the fimbriae. These are the hair-like structure of the oviduct. Okay, so you can see the structure also. These are the fimbriae. Okay, if you see here. Okay, these. So the egg release and the pick up by these fimbriae, and the remnant. Okay, the remnant follicle is connected into corpus luteum. Okay, these attached with the corpus luteum which secrete estrogen and progesterone hormones. Okay, so mainly question will be asked that in deeply if they ask, okay, it means deeply asked that estrogen and progesterone is secreted by whom. If option given corpus luteum, so you have to write them. Okay, you have to make it correct, or otherwise mainly follicles will be asked. Okay, so this is the structure. And next is oviduct. Okay, oviducts are also called as fallopian tubes. Okay, so these two are the fallopian tubes. If you see here, these are okay, these structures are called as fallopian tubes. So has funnel like opening. Okay, these have the funnel like opening known as oviducal funnel. The fimbriae collects the released ovum and pushes it into the oviduct. Okay, fertilization take place in the oviduct. Okay, so fertilization will take place in the oviduct, and TS of ovary and TS of that male organ are also given in your book. Okay, so read them carefully also their structure. Then we will read about the structure by structure. Okay, so uterus is a pear shaped muscular organ. Okay, uterus is a pear shaped muscular organ. The lower part of the uterus has opening called the cervix. Okay, the development of embryo occurs in the uterus. Vagina receives the male penis during mating, and vulva is the external female genitalia. It has two fleshy folds, the labia minora and labia majora. Okay, the male equivalent of male penis in female is in the clitoris, located in front of the urethral opening. Okay, so this is all about the structure of this female reproductive structure. Now we move to the next topic. Okay, about the next concept of next topic which is given on your book, that menstrual cycle. Okay, the cycle starts from the day of the onset of menstrual flow to the next onset of after 20 days. Okay, so mainly whenever egg is produced by the ova, if fusion not take place. Okay, so this cycle will take place. Okay, when we move through the chapter we will read about in detail. So secondary sexual characteristics. Okay, uh, you read in class below class also that these are the features that appear during puberty. Okay, in males these include man's beard, okay, growth of hairs in armpits and pubic region, deeper voice, prominent Adam's apple, etc. Okay, in females these include hair growth in the armpits and pubic region, breast development, curved hips, high pitch voice, etc. So these are the characteristics of female. Okay, now this thing you have to understand that often student want to understand that the menstrual cycle. So this is in the simplified way it is make here. So first phase, okay, first phase of menstrual cycle is menstrual phase is called, okay, it lasts for 1 to 5 days. Okay, in this stage of phase, endometrium breaks and blood is discharged, generally called menstrual flow. Okay, so this is the main menstrual phase, and in second phase it lasts for 9 to 10 days. Here endometrium rebuilds, uterus appears for the implantation of embryo, okay, controlled by estrogen hormone, okay, secreted by the ovaries. Okay, so this hormone is secreted by the ovaries. And then third phase is ovulatory phase. Okay, this is lasts for only 1 day. Follicle breaks and the egg moves into the oviduct. Okay, then luteal phase, luteal phase lasts for 12 to 14 days. The lining of uterus thickens, Graafian follicles changes into corpus luteum, which produce the hormone progesterone. Okay, so ovaries, you can understand that ovaries release this estrogen, and this corpus luteum produces the hormone progesterone. Okay, so this is the mainly about the menstrual cycle. Okay, so these phases are shown by this diagram also, so you have to understand this. Okay, and this these are the days, okay, from 1 to 28 or 29 days is given here. Okay, so every from after 28 or 29 days next cycle will be begin. Okay, so these are the stages which occur in the female body, okay, after the puberty. Okay, so these are the events which you have to understand also.